Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems. When it comes to home security, no one in East Tennessee provides better equipment, better service, better contracts than Safety System. Everyone wants doorbell cameras these days. Safety Systems can do that and so much more. Call VFL JJ Surlis and his team this week. We congratulate JJ. He's now a complete Frankenstein monster. He had yet another, I think it was a shoulder replacement. We'll have him back on here, but if I have like a metal detector, he can't walk through it. So give JJ and his team a call. They do a great job with security systems and home entertainment, home automation. They do it all, and they do it all for me. SafetySystems.com. All right, take a look here. SEC Freshman of the Year quarterbacks since the year 2000. And while you're looking at that, I'm going to roll a little monitor out so guys may be able to see those numbers a little bit more clearly here in the studio. But we're talking about a couple of red shirts, one at Missouri, one at Johnny Manziel was a red shirt. But what you had some guys with some good numbers. I mean, obviously they made Freshman of the Year. But I want to focus more on the record of the team. Bazelak at Missouri, 5-5. Bo Nix, 9-4 at Auburn. Now he's, of course, at Oregon. Jake Fromm went 12-2. Jalen Hurts went 13-1. Johnny Manziel went 11-2 as a redshirt freshman. Chris Leak, 8-5. David Green, 8-4. There's only 7 Freshman of the Year quarterbacks in the SEC since 2000, so it doesn't happen often. And I'm just looking at the Freshman of the Year. I'm sure there are some other guys out there who had good years. But if you look at just the Freshman of the Year in the SEC quarterback, there were 3 guys that won more than 9 games. What does that tell us about where the expectation should be for next year's team and for Nico Iamaleava? Even if he's good, what does it tell us?
It mitigates it. Now, 2 of those that won double digits were at great programs.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. Now, Manziel made A&M pretty good. So he was a huge difference maker. And the rest of them, Chris Leak actually, well, that wouldn't be the right year I was thinking. He got help from Tebow, but that was later, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was his senior year when they won.
So that tells you it's hard to do. It's hard to come in as a freshman or a true freshman quarterback unless you have a great supporting cast. I can't see Tennessee with a great supporting cast. Pretty good, but not great.
Good, not great. What does this tell you about expectations as a former quarterback?
As a former quarterback, we started as a freshman and had a great success as a freshman.
Yeah, you did.
But I had an awesome supporting cast. I had 3 first-rounders I was throwing the ball to. I had a defense that had 2 first-rounders on it at the 87 team. So the supporting cast is deep, and I stood by, I think, Jalen Hurts at Alabama that year. I remember watching him grow as a player. It was amazing. But as far as Nico is concerned, now because of the way the offenses have shifted in college football, he has an opportunity to be a real high-impact player. So I'm excited to watch what he does next year.
Okay, very good. Marlon?
I think I played with, Tyler Bray was a freshman when he came out. So
of course, they let him, they let the hard part of the schedule pass.
Yeah.
And then they moved him in.
Rolled one out. I think it goes back to supporting cast. If you can give me some veteran wide receivers, big-time tight end playmakers, we know Nico can move around a little bit, which is what I'm most excited about. The offensive line don't have to be great. He's going to kind of improvise and make some stuff happen. But I do think that shows that it's hard to do. But then also I come back to, who is he throwing the ball to? Yeah. So I think if some of those young receivers that's coming in like a Mikey Williams or you've got some of the older guys coming back, I think if they can take a step forward, it can be an okay season. I don't see it being a great season just because there's so much you have to learn as a young quarterback.
When you look at Tennessee's history of when they have had to start the season with a freshman quarterback, Eric Ainge and Brent Schaefer, I think they had Tennessee at 7-2 before they were both lost to injury that year. 7-2, pretty good, or very good considering true freshmen. Casey Clausen, AJ Suggs, and was it Steve or Joey Matthews? Joey Matthews. That was an 8-4 year when it finally came around to Clausen. Probably would have been Clausen to start with if he had been healthy, but. 8-4 that year. You go back when it was supposed to be Jerry Colquitt, and it winds up that coaching staff said, well, let's just go with the baseball player for a while until Todd Helton says, that's enough. I got a career elsewhere.
You got hurt.
And then they go to Manning and Stewart, and that was good. Not great. I think that team was 8-4 that year.
Manning was 6-1
as a starter. As a starter, as a team 8-4, he was 6-1 as a starter. So it's hard to look at those numbers and the numbers we just put up and think, that next year people should be looking at 10 or 11 wins. I know they're going to.
Well,
I
you're
know
right.
when August gets
Yeah.
here, that's what it's going to be, Sterling.
Yes.
But that doesn't help. That doesn't help Nico's case, and that doesn't help the coach's case.
Well, it'll help the case if they can get an elite receiver in the transfer portal and all the who knows what the roster's going to be by then.
Yeah.
But to your point, it is hard. The numbers you just showed make it very difficult for a freshman or a true freshman to come in and lead a team to a 10-win season.
Let's take a look at the poll there. Who UT is gaining, who UT is losing, who UT is keeping. All right, interesting. Keep voting, folks. If you just flip by, all you got to do is look at the QR code and click it on there. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about Tennessee. Well, where does Tennessee stack up in terms of TV ratings? We've got everybody's ratings for the past year. We'll show you where Tennessee stacks up. Come on back on the Sports Source.